I want to welcome everyone to the Higher Level Podcast sponsored by FFL National. Today we've got Mr. Ronald McCormick in the studio.
How you doing, Mike?
Ron, what do you think of that, man?
Man, this is awesome. The setup you guys got here in the office. Obviously, we're here for the grand opening. A lot of people showed up, a lot of family, which was awesome. Got to meet you guys' families here. Dude, I mean, we're blessed to be here, man.
It's great, man. I'm glad to have you here. And Ron, you know what's incredible is I remember meeting you. It was like a year ago, and we connected. I think it was at the conference when we first spoke.
Yep.
And back then, both you and I, we really didn't have much of a team. I had a small team. I don't think you had anything building at that point.
Really. Not really.
And, when I got back from conference that year, you helped me out tremendously with production. I remember calling you, just kind of picking your brain, asking what kind of schedule you're running, and talking to you about leads. And so you've always been a very strong producer. But now all of a sudden I've sat back and started watching you build this agency. You hit vice president recently. And, I see all this growth that's taking place. So what I'd like for you to do, or what I'd like to talk about really for our time today, is to go over what kind of shifted mindset wise, like what did you do? How did you, what changes did you make to start building the agency and growing the way you're growing?
Well, yeah, so I've been in insurance now for a little over 6 years. I've been with Family First Life for 2. So I had a little bit of experience before, and where we had an agency before, a lot of agents. And when we had first switched over, to be completely honest with you, I wasn't comfortable building yet for myself. I had to kind of redefine who I was as a human in life before I wanted to help others in this business as well, because I know what it takes. The sacrifice, being on the phone till 11 o'clock at night.
Absolutely.
7 a.m. you're back on the phone helping agents in the morning, and at that time I was not ready. I wanted to make sure that the systems here were good and legit, which they are, but the company I came from before, the best way to say, I was kind of used and abused a little bit. I didn't have a lot of trust coming in, because I didn't know you a lot. I didn't know Frank or Jamie. Now that I know you guys as much as we do, I love all of you guys here and I trust you guys with my life. But when you come into a new company, there's still that trust factor a little bit.
I understand.
And my wall was kind of up, which was my fault. So at that point, when I decided to start building, it made it so much easier, because you had paved the way, just as well as Josh and Frank and Jamie, to where I'd let them know, okay, guys, I'm ready to start building. I want to start investing. Let's start doing this. And you guys had the blueprint already in set, and I remember we did, like I said, we met at conference, didn't talk a lot, but I remember right when the pandemic happened, you called me because I was on a nice little streak in producing, like, man, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, dude? Like, you're doing better than me. You know what I mean? Like, why are you calling me? So that's how we kind of connected, and it's been great ever since. I love everyone on your team. I could name them all if you wanted me to, but I talk to your team almost more than my own team half the time, just to see what you guys are doing as far as building, how you're recruiting admins and things like that. So you guys have helped me out a lot with that. It
seems like once you made that decision to build, I mean, I don't know, it seems like it happened overnight almost. If it's funny though, in life, I think everything happened 2 weeks ago, but it seems like maybe 4 or 5 months ago is when you really made that decision. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hit vice president. Now, this month, it looks like you should do almost over 200,000. When you decided to start building, what systems did you implement? Is it warm market, cold market? Who did you initially start talking to start building the agency?
So initially, I did the warm market initially. Got some people in that I knew. And I wanted to start building a culture, and I want to make it clear as well. I don't think we're doing nearly as much as we should. We should be able to do more, as we all know that.
Isn't it amazing? Everyone feels that way at this company. I think that's what's incredible. There's a lot of agencies out there that think at 50,000 they've arrived.
Yeah.
At 200,000, you'd be like king of the hill at most agencies.
Right.
And I think that's what's great about this company. This culture pushes you to do more. But sorry for interrupting you, but it's funny. 200,000 would be great at any other company. But
yeah, no, it's funny you say that. Actually, our last company, I remember we did 50,000 in a month. And Josh took us out on a party bus and went out to dinner and stuff. So, yeah, it's crazy how that works. But, yeah, like it takes 1 second to make the actual decision on, yes, I want to do this. And even when I initially made the decision, yes, I want to do it, I look back and I wasn't even fully in. I wasn't fully 100%. I thought I was at that time, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? Again, just talking with you and Josh and Frank and Jamie, and this is what I'm doing. This is what's happening. And the answer is always, you can do more. Just do it like this, do it like that, spend a little bit more here, spend a little bit more there. So that's where I know we can, grow more. But I wanted to create a culture of my team actually winning here, because I've seen it so much with other companies where you grow, and not many people make money, and I want my people to be able to pay their bills and support their own family and enjoy life.
Absolutely.
A little bit, because when you're happy in life, you're happier in business, and it makes business a little bit easier. So I can probably say, like, our average agent rates about 13,000 AP a month.
That's awesome.
Which means that they're on average to make over 6 figures in a year.
Absolutely.
So, and that's where it comes down to, and that's why I love Family First Life, because everybody can win here. You don't have to wait till it's your turn. Your turn is when you want it to be your turn, when you start here and you hit the switch of, yes, I want to take this thing and start running as fast as I can. And you guys have paved the way for us for that. So it's been awesome.
It's amazing how quickly that can happen. Talk a little bit about, because we do have some newer agents that are starting to build an agency. The number one question that people always ask is, like, how do you get an agent up and running? And it's funny when people ask that question, because I always sit back and the first thing I think is, like, how did you get up and running? However you got up and running to get to the level you are, just simply go back and show people the same way. But you seem to be able to do it very quickly. The people that are coming to your team, they are producing at a higher level. You do have, on average per agent, higher than most of the agencies. What leads are you showing them? How are you training them? How are you able to get them up quickly the way that you are?
Well, the first thing is the systems we have here are just amazing, with the CRM, the leads, the training videos, podcasts, YouTube. Nothing here is hidden. You can look at Steve Giordano's videos all day, which top producer, that 1.3 million last year. You can see what he does in the house on every pitch and every objection, everything like that. But it comes down to, if you want to be a leader here, you have to lead by example. You can't just tell people to go do something if you're not doing it yourself. That's why we all go out there. We're paying 30, 40 grand a month to show them how to do it, and we're busting our butts doing it. But really, when they start, I love the internet leads. You know that. I've been running them since they came out. And
that's very impressive watching you still. You produce at such a high level with those leads. It's amazing. So
I think they're the best leads that we have to offer. I would take those over mortgage mailers, and people call me crazy for that. But when you have a system and you're doing it yourself, it's very easy to show someone how to do it, because you just say, hey, plug in this, buy this many leads. You're going to contact this many people. You're going to book this percentage of people, and that's okay. But it's about setting the expectations for someone coming in newer on what to expect. Because if they just start working, I've had agents call me, well, I bought like 40 internet leads and I only booked 5 appointments. I'm like, that's actually really good. You know what I mean?
But just not doing enough of it.
Exactly. But if you're buying 100, 150 leads and then you're calling even longer, then you can book more appointments. So it's about just scaling it and setting the expectations for what someone should expect coming into it. That way there's no surprises when they start a week, 2 weeks in at that point.
When a new agent starts, do you recommend they run your same exact schedule, buy the same leads you're buying, just kind of duplicate exactly what you're doing, or do they get on a different schedule? So let's kind of talk a little bit about your schedule, when you dial, what days you're in the field, and then how many leads are you buying for those dial days? If we can go over that way people can understand exactly how to do it. Absolutely.
So myself, starting out, I call on Mondays and I book for Tuesday, Wednesday, call Thursday for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So at that point,
you're working 7 days a week?
100%, yes.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I say no.
Whatever it takes, man.
Can't afford to take days off, my friend. But I'll always tell someone, buy 100 to 150 leads per call session. Now, I understand as even some people, you're balling on a budget, so you can't necessarily afford that many leads. You don't need to buy there's $11 leads, $9, $4, and $3 leads, right? Man, I have agents that are buying the 3-month leads for $3 a piece, and they're still booking a full schedule, buying 100 to 150. So it can be done on any of those leads, and I buy all of them, whatever there's available, especially with the work spots now. They got discount codes left and right, so like, why not use it? We just had a discount code for 50% off. I bought 200 leads I don't even need because they're on discount, so I can give them away, help people out, call them when I need to in a week or two, whenever we can. But as a newer agent, when they start out, I always try to get them on our schedule at first, to kind of see how it goes, because then we can get on Zoom dials together and help them out. But a lot of times we'll have them go to dial day, run a day. So dial on Mondays, run Tuesday, dial on Wednesday, run Thursday, dial Friday, run Saturday. And then Sunday if they want to, or take the day off if that's their choice. Because the last thing you want to do is go out in the field and try to run 2 field days in a row and you only have 5 appointments each day. You know, then you're driving around all day wanting to blow your head off because there's a lot of downtime, things like that. Yes, we can call and door knock in the field, but when we're in the field, that's our time to sit with clients, help them out, make a little bit of money, and that's just how we do it. So dial day, run a day is a great schedule too, because that way you know that they're going to have a full day of appointments. Absolutely. If you can book 10 to 12 appointments, but it takes you 12 hours to book them, who cares? You know what I mean? You have a full day to go out there and be efficient at that point.
What kind of expectations are you setting up front? You have a brand new agent, they got 100 leads. How many appointments are you expecting them to book? Like when they first come out and they start dialing, what are you looking for?
If they get 100 leads, about 10 to 15% is what you're going to get. So you'd have about 10 to 15 appointments. That's
awesome, man. And you lead by example. I see your face, your pictures out there more than anyone. So you certainly paved the way for that. And it's amazing the amount of production you're putting up with these leads. So when you're hiring new people, it's definitely easy to for you to kind of show them exactly what you're doing. You are the example of what they should be doing. So I've been super impressed watching not only your production as a producer, but now watching you grow and build an agency. So I'm just super proud to be in business with you, man. Anyone out there that is looking to, if they're in a situation and they want to find something better, I definitely recommend you giving Ron McCormick a call with Family First Life Pursuit of Happiness. He definitely is, a guy within our company that can get you up and running. So, Ron, any parting shots before we finish this up?
Last advice I could give to a new agent is just have the faith. Have the faith with your upline and just go. Don't just dip your toes and dive in head first, and just have the faith, because it is going to work here. The systems are going to work as long as you follow them, and just plug in and just start running as fast as you can, and you will not regret it.
Awesome, Ron. I appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
All right, man. Have a good one.